This video offers a stunning journey of awareness for anyone who has had to suppress their dreams, who has been intimidated by wanting too much, and who has drifted into false humility. It's time to bravely ask the question, why me? And start living without asking permission anymore. You must watch this video to the end to get reacquainted with yourself and feel the true meaning of freedom. Welcome to Starseer channel. Have you noticed how quickly shame disguises itself as humility? How easy it convinces you that wanting anything, something admirable, something very human, is unethical. The pattern is barely noticeable until you see it in action. A voice so familiar you don't question it, telling you that if you want more, you must be avaricious, unappreciative, or otherwise immoral. It works, which is horrible. The public knows. It can be too familiar to families, friends, instructors, and strangers with well-intentioned looks. Realize how powerful subtle humiliation is, because dealing with someone who questions whether they want something is easier. You don't need to chain them to a wall to convince them they don't belong where their soul was calling them. You quietly adopted the world-famous humility. Your badge was a badge of honor. You learned to talk softly, lower your expectations, and smile at the earth instead of the stars. Even if no one told you to play tiny, you may have felt the intangible rewards of acceptance, approbation, and avoiding unpleasant questions. Let me clarify. They want you to appear humble, but you're quite humble. You never stop dreaming about traveling through a city you've never been in, with joy too huge to bear alone, building something beautiful, experiencing a great love, and living in a way that moves you deep beneath all of that, where no one could see. Cravings were persistent. Underground they went. When did we assume humility equaled hiding? To want for oneself was a sign of virtue. That's not humility. Fear masked as civility. People who made you feel guilty about your wants often didn't know the harm they were doing. They repeated their routines. They inherited guilt, inadequacy, and lack like family heirlooms. You learned from them. But you were intended for more, dear friend. Imagine not having to apologize for being there, where nobody doubts your dreams. I want to live fully, love deeply, create boldly, you say, and no one looks up. There's room. You won't find it by waiting for others to change. It is formed when you stop requesting permission. You were told disappointing others was perilous, that overindulging would make you look ungrateful, selfish, or unrealistic. Letting others down was treason. What if shame's ultimate desperate move is disappointment? What if it's only an ancient ghost with strength only if you believe? You shouldn't stop living your life just because someone might frown, complain, or misread you. You don't care about their discontent. Their pain does not determine your fate. That weapon was shameful. Note this carefully. That weapon only wounds if you give it the sword. You were never meant to be small enough to calm others. Your dreams were never meant to be hidden like contraband. Do you feel it? A part of you is stirring. A part of you knows that life will never stop trying to extinguish the light that never goes out, but you were never apologized for it. Don't hang on to your dreams like they're important to your existence. We're not discussing that. We're not discussing control. We're discussing asking with boldness, being brave enough to ask, why not me? Why not now? Booking that trip you've been putting off would be awful, right? To stop a friendship that makes you doubt yourself? To abandon that old self-image that kept you from wanting, growing, and breathing fully without regret? Sometimes failing modest expectations is the bravest thing you can do. You know what? People will be dissatisfied, but you will persevere. You may even find a freer self on the other side. As you can see, the world was not created to need you to minimize yourself to survive. You could move, dance, fall, rise, love, create, and plead for things that brought your spirit alive on this vast, gorgeous canvas. Desire for beauty is not weakness. Feeling drawn to new views isn't arrogant. Recognizing your deep-seated aspirations is not selfish. Some may never understand why you stopped apologizing. If you choose a route they were afraid to go, they may call you ungrateful. They may accuse you of changing and losing humility. True humility is accepting that you were given these impulses and honoring them without living a life that doesn't seem like yours. These are what they overlook. Think about it. Who said you shouldn't ask for more? Who decided that seeking connections, adventure, riches, and love was a betrayal of your goodness? If you look back, it often leads to disgraced people. People who believed that living a modest life so no one could accuse them of having too much was safer. However, you are not here to live safely. To live truthfully is your purpose. Sometimes the truth needs you to disappoint. It demands you to drop the fake report card people use to grade your life based on comfort. You may learn that many of the things you thought you deserved were undeserved. They involve faith, about being brave enough to accept your worth. It's normal to want a connection, a breakthrough, or an opportunity to learn more about this wide world right now. Before anything is done, before the dream comes true, before the praise, validation, and evidence. Believing you must first deny yourself to get it is wrong. Once you stop appeasing others' anxieties, a new universe opens up. Dreams you like aren't random. The visuals that illumine you at night are invitations. Answering your inner call doesn't require approval. I suggest disappointing others. Make them wonder what happened to the you they influenced. Let them be confused when they realize you're no longer demanding permission to exist. You were meant to stretch and discover. It's okay if that path hurts others. Sometimes bridges burn, that's okay. If prior chapters don't mention your transformation, that's okay. Better than fine, a must. The only thing that matters is looking back on your life and the internal peace with pride. Not because you succeeded in everything, but because you were honest. You dared want. You believed the whisper, "There's more for you here." When you finally let go of artificial humility and humiliation that was never yours, you will act differently in the world. It's more emancipated, honest, and brazen without being louder or more angry. Deep down, you know, your need for life is not avarice. Just awake enough to comprehend it's possible. Therefore, don't get tied to the result. The goal isn't to get everything you want and hug it. Aim to live a life that makes you smile later, because it was yours, not perfect. Because you didn't let others' limited views limit you. Because your "why not me" spirit was not betrayed. Perhaps you needed this reminder today. You may have been whispering to yourself in the solitude and needed someone to say it. If so, let it be. You deserve a proud life now, not when you're perfect. Despite your shortcomings, uncertainties, and untidy human pain, actually, you've been doing great things. You've felt, survived, developed, and dreamed through it all. Dear friend, that is a miracle. I value your company on this journey. If you like this message, please like, share, and subscribe so we can stay in touch. continue your waking experience by choosing the video that speaks to you. Meet you there.